2,000 WinFall tickets.
2,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Jerry was a production line manager at a corn chip factory in a small Michigan town. He'd been there 42 years ever since he graduated high school. He was great at math and always found ways to use numbers in his work. Then the plant shut down and he hit retirement age. On his first day of retirement, his family threw him a party. Their neighbor Howard came by too. Everyone was having a good time. But Jerry felt a little off after being busy his whole life. Suddenly having nothing to do just didn't sit right. His kids were sweet and got him a fishing boat. Jerry wasn't into fishing, but he acted excited so he wouldn't bum everyone out. His wife Marge knew him best.
You okay?
She reassured him.
It'll be an adjustment. You'll find your way.
A month passed. The boat was still sitting in the yard. Jerry had let himself go a bit. Couldn't even be bothered to shave. He was so bored, the only thing he did was play Sudoku by himself. Every month, he'd go to his accountant Steve to check on his mutual fund earnings. Steve suggested he buy some stocks, but Jerry shot it down. High reward meant high risk, and he liked playing it safe. Maybe it was the boredom, but Jerry finally remembered the boat. Only thing was when he tried to get it in the water, he didn't park the truck right, and it slid in. Then when he finally got the truck out, he went too fast and wrecked the engine. He was so pissed, he kicked it a bunch of times. At the supermarket, he overheard the owner talking to a customer about a lottery game called WinFall. There was this concept called a roll down. When the jackpot hit $2 million and nobody matched all 6 numbers, the prize money would roll down. People who matched 3, 4, or 5 numbers would all get a cut. Basically, matching just 2 numbers would get your money back. Something clicked in Jerry's head. He grabbed a napkin and started doing the math. Pretty quick, he spotted the loophole. During a roll down week, the odds were so good that if you bought enough tickets, you were guaranteed to get a share. You'd make more than you spent. This wasn't gambling, it was a sure thing. He took the idea to his accountant. Steve didn't buy it. UV got pros at the Michigan lottery who play with these numbers every day. No way they letting regular folks get one over on them.
I cannot believe you are my accountant.
Seeing that Steve wasn't convinced, Jerry decided to go it alone. He went to the bank. The guy who never took money out, only put it in, withdrew $2,000 from his pension account and bought 1,000 tickets.
2,000.
Yes, ma'am.
On lottery night, he was huddled by the television, checking the numbers on the sly. When he ran the math, he was down $327. He was pretty crushed. Even his poker game was off. Marge thought he was still stressing about retirement and tried to comfort him.
Good luck happens, same as bad. Yeah, just math.
That hit Jerry like a light bulb. 1,000 tickets was too few. Of course, the odds of winning big were small. You needed a big enough sample to take luck out of the equation. He went back to the bank intending to take out $4,200. When he saw his balance was a little over $4,000, he changed it to $6,000. Then he thought, what's the point of leaving $2,000? So he withdrew $8,000. With the lottery lady looking at him like he was nuts, he bought 4,000 tickets. When the numbers came in, he won $15,700. Afraid his family would find out, Jerry hid the cash in a popcorn tin. Then on family day,
No, Lizzie, no.
His granddaughter wanted some popcorn and almost found it. Jerry had to pull some quick tricks to get the tin back and moved the money to a cereal box. That night, Marge asked him if he was hiding something. She'd actually been about to ask about him sneaking cookies. But Jerry got nervous and spilled everything about the lottery. He was expecting her to be mad, but Marge wasn't upset at all. If anything, she was supportive. She said she'd waited 42 years for him to retire, dreaming about them having time to themselves. Instead, life had felt like a dead end. She was desperate for something exciting to happen, so she was all in.
But I'd rob a bank if it gave us something to talk about.
First thing the next morning, the couple took the $15,700 they won and planned to put it all into tickets, but the lottery machine at their supermarket was gone. To buy tickets, they have to go to Massachusetts, a 10-hour drive. They figured, why not? A road trip. Marge was even more pumped than Jerry. She had 3 days worth of food packed by the crack of dawn, and even brought a CB radio. The lottery machines could only print 1,000 tickets an hour. For 8,000 tickets, they'd be there all day. To save money, money, they crashed at a rundown motel. After the drawing, they stayed up all night checking 8,000 tickets. Net profit, $21,043. At sunrise, Jerry nervously collected their winnings, Marge said.
It's not against the rules to buy tickets.
Then a thought hit her. You think anyone else figured this out? She was just thinking out loud, but at that moment, in a Harvard dorm, a student named Taylor was crunching the odds on all sorts of lotteries. WinFall was one of them. On the drive back, Marge had an idea. If putting in more money meant making more, why not just start a company and get more people in on it? Nobody is going to turn down a way to make money. First to join was Steve the accountant, then a few people from town. They brainstormed names, designed a logo. People who couldn't invest cash could put up stuff as collateral. Jerry wanted his kids involved. His daughter wasn't interested, but threw in $500 to be nice. His son passed. In the end, his granddaughter came through. She drew the company logo. The couple headed back to the supermarket with $40,000. The owner, Bill, heard the amount and asked,
You guys drug dealers?
Jerry asked if Bill could stay open late. Bill wasn't into it, said he was going through a divorce and had plans to drink with his buddies outside the store after closing. Jerry had a sudden idea and got Bill to join the syndicate right there. That night, Jerry and Marge worked the machine inside while Bill shot the breeze outside. Not only did they get all their tickets, but Bill brought in 2 more investors who chipped in for 500 tickets. When the numbers came out, Bill came knocking bright and early the next morning.
We doubled it.
We doubled it.
We doubled it! We doubled it! We doubled it!
The accountant and the other investors were thrilled. To keep the IRS off his back, Jerry stashed the boxes of tickets in the garage. Even though his son wasn't officially part of the group, Jerry told him, "This is yours too." Meanwhile, Taylor had also found the WinFall loophole. He convinced his friends to hit up their parents for money, tuition, books, whatever, and buy tickets. He didn't put in a cent of his own. Jerry started feeling the pressure. This loophole might not last forever. He had to go big while he could. He made a bold call. Next time, he was going for $600,000. There was no way they could print that many tickets with just one machine. Lottery rules said 1 machine per location, so Bill could buy a second one. But he had a buddy who owned a restaurant, so they got a second machine there. The restaurant was open 24/7, so the machine could run non-stop. They had a plan. Jerry and Marge split up, one at the supermarket, one at the restaurant. While Jerry was working, a woman ran into the store, grabbed a case of beer, and on her way out, yelled that Bill was a loser. Bill said, "That is my wife." He finally found the nerve to file for divorce.
Because I do lose.
Do you not see all these empty
The Lottery Commission released the names of winners who took home more than $50,000 5 times a year. Lately, a retired guy from Michigan kept popping up every 3 weeks. She pitched her editor on digging into it. Taylor went all in with $50,000. The machine sometimes printed duplicate numbers, so he had his friends fill out tickets by hand. His buddy Eric, a computer whiz, noticed another group was buying tickets too, spending way more. They drove out that night and found the supermarket, where they saw Jerry and Marge dancing together. They laughed. They expected some big crime ring, not 2 retired seniors. Taylor cut to the chase. He wanted Jerry to join his team. Taylor would call the shots, and the old couple could just sit back and collect. Jerry wasn't having it. He told him to leave. Before walking out, Taylor made a threat disguised as a joke. "Your math is good, but at Harvard, we're relearning about binomial distribution. Look it up. You'll see what our odds are." Jerry fired back and pointed out that hand-filling tickets was way too slow. Even if they pulled it off, they'd only end up with scraps. Taylor stormed off. It wasn't long before Taylor came back. This time, with a threat. They hacked the lottery system. Wherever Jerry placed bets, they know. Hacking his account would be easy. Worried about the risk, Jerry decided to call it quits. At the shareholders meeting, Jerry told everyone it was over. His son had heard about the Harvard kids from someone and pulled him aside.
It's not about the math. It's about being human.
Your talent was buried for so long. Now you've found a place to shine, and you've changed people's lives. You can let a couple of smart college kids end something that matters. You made this town feel bigger. That's why everybody's in. That's why I am in. His son's words hit Jerry deep. Later, he told Marge the real reason he never liked fishing. When his son was 16, they'd gone fishing together. Jerry was so caught up calculating the speed of the bobber, the speed of the current, that when his son asked, "Dad, what are you thinking about?" he snapped back to reality. His son had been telling him about a girl he he liked. Maybe the so-called gift was never a gift. It was a trick. It made you think you saw things others didn't, but really, you saw less. Sometimes you even forgot to see your own family. Another roll-down week was coming. Taylor and his crew were grinding. Jerry, stuck on the sidelines, felt the disappointment. Marge told him, "The Jerry I know would never give up on a problem before finding a solution. So what if we look a little foolish? We got each other." Jerry found his drive again. They packed up that night and drove to Massachusetts. Their accountant saw them back in action and cheered them on from the side of the road. Taylor noticed the jackpot was way lower than projected. When he found out Jerry hadn't quit, he was furious. But then he got an idea. Since Jerry wouldn't sit out any roll downs, they'd just make one happen themselves. The jackpot came from ticket sales. At the rate of $100,000 a day, it would take weeks to hit $2 million. Taylor's plan: hack the system, and when the jackpot hit $1 million right before the drawing, they drop $1 million in a single day. That would force a roll down early, while everyone else was still waiting. They'd already be cashing out. Eric worried they couldn't scrape together $1 million. Taylor said it was no problem. He'd use his dad's connections to get investors. Once the money was in, he sent his crew to hit every lottery machine in the city. Eric thought it was risky. What if someone actually hit the jackpot? No roll down, and they lose $1 million. Taylor knew, but the odds of hitting the jackpot were tiny. He was willing to gamble. Jerry and Marge were settling into their motel when Bill burst in. The roll down had happened last night. They missed it. Jerry knew it was Taylor. He drove to Harvard alone. He told Taylor, "I am not mad. I am disappointed. I can believe a selfish little punk like you is the one who figured this out." Taylor had once said Jerry played the lottery because he had nothing. Jerry shot back that Taylor was the one who had nothing, because he refused to win with anyone else. All Taylor wanted was to show off for his classmates. He didn't want to help them. He was just using them to make money. Jerry's words shook Taylor's hold on the group. Steve, the accountant, pointed out they had enough money to force a roll down themselves. Jerry knew. He just didn't want to do it. It wouldn't be fair to the other players. To put a stop to the dirty tricks, Jerry and Marge went to the lottery commission. They demanded the jackpot numbers be made public ahead of time. They had leverage. When WinFall first launched, the odds of hitting the jackpot were so bad that ticket sales tanked. The lottery wasn't making money until they introduced the roll down. The more people who knew the loophole, the more the lottery would lose. But right now, only Jerry and Taylor's groups knew, so the state was still in the black. They made the deal, and Marge even got them an extra lottery machine. After that, they didn't have to work separately. Taylor wanted to keep fighting, but his crew was done. Eric had a change of heart too. Faking a roll down felt dirty. Reporter Maya visited Jerry. She saw the garage filled with tickets. Back at the paper, she hesitated. She'd seen with her own eyes what Jerry had done for that small town, but her editor only cared about a flashy headline. The story went out. Marge was in the car with Jerry, talking about maybe starting a fund for the town, when they saw the lottery machine being hauled out of the supermarket. The state had pulled Bill's license. Then they saw the newspaper. When Taylor's dad saw his son in the headlines, he lost it. With the loophole public, the lottery could stay afloat. They announced that after the next drawing, WinFall would be shut down. Their daughter thought it was a shame to walk away from easy money, but Marge knew, for Jerry, this was never just about the money. He finally found a way to connect with people using his gift. Steve came by and told Jerry there was a shareholder meeting that night. The agenda was a secret. Jerry thought people were mad about the lottery, but when he got there, they were in front of the newly restored theater, hosting a jazz festival, something the town hadn't seen in years. What really got him was this. They all pitched in and gone out to buy a tractor. Load of tickets, Steve said.
You did it for us. Why wouldn't we do it for you?
The jazz music started. Marge and Jerry danced. At the end of the story, Jerry disbanded the group. For their final game, they won a total of $27 million. The couple used most of it to start a building and loan business to help the town grow. The rest went to helping kids in town finish school. Jerry bought himself just one new truck. He didn't drive it much, but he said it was the smartest thing he ever did. The movie came out in 2022. The ending was sweet. Seeing Jerry's face, you can help but think of Walter White from Breaking Bad. But Jerry got lucky. He had a wife who truly understood him, and his story ended a whole lot happier. For a movie all about making money, the people in this one showed mostly heart. They got rich and brought their friends along. Then they gave back to their hometown. That's what I call a class act.